My name is Alex Miller, and I have a story to tell. A story that still sends shivers down my spine whenever I recall it. It happened one bleak autumn night when I was driving back home from a business trip. The highway was nearly deserted, the inky blackness of the night broken only by the occasional street lamp and the distant headlights of rare, passing cars. I'd been on the road for hours, my eyes heavy, and my mind foggy with exhaustion. That's when I saw the flickering neon sign of a gas station up ahead. I decided to stop, stretch my legs, and grab a coffee to keep myself awake for the remaining drive. The gas station stood alone, surrounded by a dense forest. Its lights buzzed erratically, casting eerie shadows on the ground. As I pulled in, I noticed there was only one other car, a rusty old sedan parked haphazardly by the pump. The place looked like it hadn't seen a renovation in decades. I stepped out of my car and was immediately hit by the chill of the night air. The door to the small convenience store creaked ominously as I pushed it open. Inside, the fluorescent lights flickered sporadically, giving the place a ghostly ambience. Shelves lined with dusty snacks and outdated products stretched out before me. An old man stood behind the counter, his eyes following me with an unsettling intensity. "Evening," he croaked, his voice rough and gravelly. I nodded in response, feeling a strange unease creeping up my spine. I made my way to the coffee machine, pouring myself a cup of the lukewarm, stale brew. As I turned around, I nearly collided with a woman who had seemingly appeared out of nowhere. She was pale, with hollow cheeks and deep-set eyes that looked right through me. Her clothes were tattered, and she clutched a small, faded photograph in her trembling hand. "Have you seen my daughter?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. I shook my head, taken aback by her sudden appearance. The old man behind the counter cleared his throat loudly. "You should get going," he said, his tone more insistent this time. "It's not safe to linger around here." Confused and a bit unnerved, I paid for my coffee and hurried back to my car. As I walked past the old sedan, I glanced inside. It was empty, but a strong odor of decay wafted out, making me gag. I quickly got into my car, started the engine, and drove off. As I merged back onto the highway, I glanced in my rearview mirror. The gas station receded into the distance, its lights growing dimmer and dimmer. But then, I saw her, the woman with the photograph, standing by the side of the road, staring at my car as I sped away. A chill ran down my spine, and I pressed harder on the gas pedal, desperate to put as much distance between myself and that place as possible. I didn't stop driving until I reached the safety of my home, the first rays of dawn breaking over the horizon. For days, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, and every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face, pale and haunted, asking about her daughter. Months later, curiosity got the better of me, and I searched online for any news about the gas station. What I found froze the blood in my veins. A year earlier, a woman and her daughter had gone missing after stopping at that very gas station. Their car was found abandoned, and despite an extensive search, they were never seen again. To this day, I wonder if the woman I saw was real or some restless spirit, forever searching for her lost child. All I know is that I will never stop at that gas station again, and every time I drive by, I keep my eyes firmly on the road ahead, refusing to look back into the darkness.